What's good, everybody, man? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Carter Sports Coverage. I'm your boy, SB Cash. As you can see, my boy Ryan ain't here. As always, he'll be back next week. We in here talking about week 4 of the NFL season, man. This is moving really fast, man. We anticipated, waiting on it to start all this time, man. We already to week 4, man. Teams starting to get definition. Teams starting to get identity. We're going to talk about it a little bit in this episode, man. But before we get to all of that, man, you know we got to say shout out to Feed Me Sandwich Kings. Come get you a sandwich. Shout out to DJ Marv. Keep going hard, man. So, man, let's just bust right into these week 4 picks, man. It's getting thick. You know what I'm saying? We moving through that season just like we should, man. Let's start it off. Thursday matchup. We got the hot 3-0 Miami Dolphins coming in to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. 1-2 Cincinnati Bengals. They end up getting a win last week, getting back on track. You know what I'm saying? This is a good Thursday night matchup, man. What y'all think? Miami's coming in, man. Tua's definitely showed a lot of growth, man. Let's talk about that. The receivers, Waddle and Hill, been taking off every week. They got something out of Chase Edmonds last week, man. That Miami team and the defense been playing pretty good. So that Miami team is looking really good up through 3. Cincinnati, I feel like we all know they're a better team than what they showed up through 3. They've been in all these games, but they only won one game. But I think that's, Joe Burrow and them sitting out preseason, so, they come back. In this game, let me take Miami, man. I'm going to lean. I like both teams' offenses, but I think Miami has, I won't say the better D, but they're playing better at this moment. So give me the Miami Dolphins in that Thursday night matchup, man. Let's take it to Sunday. Start at the 1 o'clock games, man. First game, we got Minnesota Vikings taking on the New Orleans Saints, man. Vikings pull off an improbable comeback win last week, you know what I mean? After being down most of the game, come back on the Lions and take that win. That's a good win for Kirk Cousins. Saints, on the other hand, lose to Baker Mayfield. Give Baker Mayfield his first win of the year in a underperforming showing, I would say, from the Saints as a total. Chris Olave is taking off in New Orleans. Got to keep an eye on that. But they basically, the star players underperforming in the game. So with this game, I want to lean with the Vikings on this one, man. I think Dalvin, we haven't seen Dalvin, just as dominant as he's been in the past, but I think he has a big game against New Orleans. And of course, they find Justin Jefferson. I think he gets in the end zone. They found Thielen last week. Happy to see that. So I'm going to go Minnesota in that. Next game, Cleveland Browns taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Cleveland Browns been finding success with Jacoby Brissett. Leaning on the run game and the defense. Chubb and Kareem Hunt leading the NFL in rushing. Going against Atlanta Falcons, man. Marcus Mariota seeming like he's having a resurgent season. I've seen some things out of him. It's not necessarily. I think they're 2-1 right now. It's through 3, so Atlanta's not been horrible. In this though, let me get Cleveland though. I'm gonna lean on Chubb getting 100 yards, and they lean on Jacoby just being game manager and making the throws when he can. He's not doing too much. It's obviously linked on Chubb, but let me get Cleveland in that, man. I love what they're doing with the run game. Next game, Washington Commanders taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Divisional matchup, man. Dallas Cowboys looking pretty good with Cooper Rush. Dak Prescott's been out with the hand injury. Washington Commanders not looking so good. 0-3 start. A lot of people have a lot of questions right now. For me, it's still early, so I'm not totally killing them. But of course, I feel like their urgency in this game will be higher than Dallas's. I think that they're really desperate to get a win and not go to 0-4. So on that strength, I'm gonna take Washington. I do like Dallas. I like what Cooper Rush been doing. I love it. I'm just taking Washington on the fact that I feel like they'll come out hungry and not try. In an attempt of avoiding an 0-4 start. That's what I'm trying to say. Next game, we got Seattle Seahawks taking on the Detroit Lions, bro. Geno Smith going up against Jared Goff, man. What y'all think, man? The Lions, I know they're pretty disappointed that last week they let the Vikings off the hook. Seattle also lost a close one to Atlanta last weekend, man. In this game, I definitely got to lean on Detroit, man. I think they come out. Dan Campbell motivates them guys. Like, y'all been playing good, but it's just about finishing. Dan Campbell motivates the Lions, and I think they come out and take that win on the Seahawks. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Indianapolis Colts, man. Colts finally get in the win column. Matt Ryan and them finally get their first win. Tennessee also had a good win last weekend as well. In this game, I'm going to lean on the Colts, man. I'm going to lean on the Colts in this. I think Matt Ryan got him on track last weekend. They got back going. They got Michael Pittman Jr. back, the receiver. I'm going to lean on Indy in that one, just thinking that their O can do more than Tennessee's O. Next game, we got Chicago Bears taking on the New York Giants, man. New York Giants did fall short last week to the Cowboys, of course. Chicago Bears end up beating the Houston Texans. What I will say is, y'all know I love Justin Fields, man. That's our fellow Buckeye. We always got to root for him. But looking at that Chicago offense, man, and the stats he's been putting up, I truly don't know how they're 2-1 right now. Like, it's really crazy. I believe his stat line last game was 8 for 19, 106 yards passing, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks, and they won. So, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on in Chicago, but I'm going to lean on the Giants to take this win, just thinking that they have a better O, feeling like they have a better O. Next game, we got Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, the hot Philadelphia Eagles, the 3-0 Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts been great up through 3. It's looked really good in Philly with adding A.J. Brown, with Devontae Smith. It's looked really good. Jacksonville, they look much improved from last year. I definitely have to say this because before the season started, I was out here telling everybody Jacksonville will be a top 5 pick again and be the worst team in the league. They're proving me wrong through 3 weeks, man. I think Trevor Lawrence is finding his groove. They're getting a lot from the run game. James Robinson and Travis, you know what I'm saying? 2 good, talented running backs. And they're coming out, they're just playing with heart, man. And that's really, I respect that, man. This should be a good game, but I got to lean on the Eagles. Got to take the Eagles in this. They've been playing great. What Jalen Hurts can do with his feet. And now it's like the passing game is there. All these years Hurts been in the league, it's just been like, I felt like he was a good runner, you know what I mean? But now the passing is there because he got the receivers. He's putting stuff on the money. I like it, man. I'm going to take the Eagles. Next game, we got the New York Jets taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. How y'all feel about this one, man? The Jets are one of those teams I feel like they always play everybody tough, man. People just don't expect them to do much because people don't know too many people in their roster or whatever. But they come in every week and they play tough and they give themselves a chance to win. So shout out to the Jets for that. But I gotta lean on Pittsburgh in this. I'm gonna lean on Pittsburgh in this, man. I feel like it's hard though because Mitchell Trubisky is kind of sometimes, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lean on the defense. I'm gonna lean on the run game of the Steelers and say they take that. Next game, we got the Buffalo Bills, fresh off of L, coming on to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Ooh, this should be a great quarterback matchup. Josh Allen taking on Lamar Jackson, man. What y'all think? Buffalo 2-1 coming off the loss. You know what I mean? I don't think that it really does much to their confidence. They're still set on trying to go to the Super Bowl. So, you know what I'm saying? It was just a bump in the road to wake them up and refocus them. That's what I really think is going on Buffalo in that last game. And Baltimore, man, shout out to Lamar Jackson. Been playing great. 2-1, up through 3, looking pretty good, man. He's representing himself. That contract looking like it could come into tuition right now because he's playing really good. In this game, I'm going to lean on Baltimore. I'm going to lean on Baltimore Ravens beating the Bills, and I say that because they get a similar quarterback in Lamar Jackson, and he's always the X factor. I always tell y'all that, bro. The Ravens can beat anybody because they have Lamar Jackson. It's just that simple. I'm going to take the Ravens in there. That's a big pick. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Houston Texans, man. Houston Texans was projected to be one of the worst teams in the league so far as looking as such. Gotta lean on the Chargers in this. I thought Justin Herbert was going to come out and not really be himself. I mean, they did lose the last game, but he was still him. So the rib injury is not really. We know he's not 100%, but it's not really limiting him. I'm thinking so. But I definitely got to take the Chargers in that over Houston. I just feel like they're all around a better team. Next game we got is the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Carolina Panthers, man. Baker Mayfield get his first win for the Panthers. Kyler Murray and them coming off an L against the Rams. This is a game I'm going to lean on Arizona in, man. I feel like Arizona can definitely handle average to below average opponents. And I feel like the Panthers are an average to below average opponent. Kyler does struggle against good opponents, but, you know, he takes care of business against people he's supposed to most times. So give me the Cardinals in that game. Next game, we got the New England Patriots taking on the Green Bay Packers, man. Packers pull off a good win against Tampa Bay that I didn't see coming. I definitely picked Tampa Bay to do that. But Green Bay trying to figure it out, you know. Get a good win. Taking on the New England Patriots, man. Mac Jones and them. I definitely got to lean on Green Bay in this. I think Aaron Rodgers is finally, you know, settling into his new receivers and filling them out, and it's finally the chemistry. I mean, I can't say it's built, but it's growing, it's continuing to build. So I'm gonna take Green Bay in that. Next game, we got the Denver Broncos taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, man. Raiders 0-3, I believe, up until this point, taking on Denver. Denver's been winning, but they have their offense hasn't looked as potent as I thought it would look in the offseason when they announced that they were getting Russell Wilson. So what I'll say in this game is I'm going to take the Raiders, man. I'm going to lean on the Raiders, man. Devontae Adams pretty mad that they started off like this. I know Carr didn't want to start off like this. I'm looking for inspired play from the Las Vegas Raiders to take out Denver. Denver has pieces, bro. Like, I love Denver's pieces, but I don't feel like it's all the way together yet. It'll probably take time. No rush. Y'all know how Russell Wilson is. He usually starts taking off middle of the season, like, and that's been like almost every year. He kind of floats around at the beginning, then middle of the year, hot rush, you know, making the plays rush. So I see it coming, but it hasn't looked good through 3. I want the Las Vegas Raiders in that game, man. Big game from Devontae. Next game, Sunday night game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Pat Mahomes taking on Tom Brady, man. What y'all think? Man, coming into the season, I thought Tampa Bay was equipped to, you know, with all the pieces to win the Super Bowl, and they are, but they're suffering a lot of injuries right now. They're suffering a lot of injuries, and this is what's huge. Like, I don't know if y'all been noticing the hits Tom Brady, how many hits in the hits Tom Brady's taking, but it seems like a lot more. Like, maybe I'm tripping, but it seems like it's a lot more. I don't know, like early in seasons in the past, I feel like he's been hit a lot more through these 3 games than he has in his past season. So I don't know if that's him getting older, losing a step, or just the O-line needs help. But that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Going against Kansas City Chiefs, Pat Mahomes always going to figure it out. He's got it going with his new receiver set. Give me the Chiefs, man. Give me the Chiefs in that game. I think they can take care of business. I think their D's a little bit revamped too. I think their D's a little bit better than it was last year, Kansas City. So give me Kansas City in that game. And for the last game, Monday night, we got one of the best rivalries in the NFL, man. Los Angeles Rams taking on the San Francisco 49ers, man. Y'all know how this is. NFC West Championship rematch. You dig what I'm saying? How y'all feel about this? As y'all know, you know I'm a big Rams fan. Biggest Rams fan. Let's get that straight. Taking on our foe, our rival San Francisco 49ers, man. Give me us. You know I'm taking us. I think we blow this game open, man. And I say that on the fact of the 49ers love to run the ball. And in the offseason, we acquired Bobby Wagner. And he plays the run very well. Trust me. I know this from watching him on the Seahawks all those years playing against the Rams. He plays the run like nobody else. So I'm looking for Bobby Wagner to have a huge game, and I think we take off on the 49ers. And that is the end of Week 4's picks, man. I appreciate y'all sitting with me, man. Like I tell y'all every week, y'all got any product. I don't think I'm saying it loud enough. Y'all got any product y'all want on this table that y'all want people to know about, come get it advertised, man. You know what I'm saying? Carter Sports Coverage is that platform to put it out there, man. We're going to keep going. Next week is Week 5. We moving right along through the season, man. Make sure y'all check out them games this week, man. We catch y'all next week. This is Carter Sports Coverage. Yeah.